Hi class, I just want to take a few minutes and go over your final project with you, as well as take you through the steps to get through ehraf. So we did this right before everything got shut down on campus, but I know some of you weren't there, and also the project has been changed a little bit. And so I think for those of you who are more visual or auditory learners, that me going through this again might be really helpful. So first of all, your paper is due on the last day of the semester, so that is April 24th at 11:59 p.m. The total points for this assignment are 200, and I've tried to pare it down a little bit more just because there's some aspects of it are no longer possible or more difficult because we're all isolated. So for example, you were supposed to do some in-depth interviews of people, but we can't see people anymore, so that is no longer on the table. So anyway, most of you have already, or if not all of you, have already submitted your topic, and I realize that your topics might have to change a little bit depending on the type of information that you're able to find. The second step is that you have to conduct a literature review of your topic using the list of journals provided at the very bottom of the instruction. So we'll scroll down in just a second. You will need a minimum of 5 peer-reviewed journal articles in this paper. Okay, so you're going to have to find 5 articles that talk about your topic from an anthropology journal. This is very strict because if you pick menstruation as your topic, for example, and you go look up menstruation, there are a million research articles on the topic of menstruation, but not all of them have to do with anthropology. So I know you guys already get this, but this is a really important thing to remember as you're selecting your topics or your articles. Then while you're looking at these, you're going to be sifting through how different people have approached this topic. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to find. I strongly encourage you to try to focus on one theory or approach, if possible, to help guide your search or your summaries of this particular topic. You're not restricted to these theories, but I strongly encourage you to restrict yourself to one or two of these theories, just because you'll have a better understanding of it and it will help your project go faster. So for example, I would probably focus on evolutionary theory of, say, menstruation, for example, and I would pick that and then kind of go with it. I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm going to pick all 3 of these theories and try to find all the information I can, because that's just going to make your job a lot harder. So you're going to pick your topic and then you're going to do this literature search, and you're going to find within your literature search how other anthropologists have been describing this topic theoretically. So it could be from an evolutionary perspective, a critical anthropology perspective, through the lens of political ecology, ethnophysiology, syndemics, or they could be talking about it more from just like an emic explanatory model of disease causation. So if you get here and you feel stuck, I am more than happy to do a Skype session with you to help you narrow down your articles. It's much harder to do this through email, so please send me an email when you get here, and if you feel confused still, definitely reach out and I can help you, because I understand this might be a little bit complicated. Okay. After you have a handle on the theoretical perspectives of your topic, I then want you to conduct a search in ehraf on your topic using the OCM code 753. This is theory of disease, and your topic. So we're going to go in depth about this here in just a second, and this will make much more sense. You'll select 5 cultures from the ehraf that serve as good examples of your topic and code the data using the scheme from class. So this is what we're talking about, the OCM code 753 and your topic. One thing to note is that if you can't find 5 cultures using this combination, then please let me know. Sometimes, like when you're looking up your topic and say you're interested in menstruation, this is just easy because we just talked about it this week. if you just type in menstruation, you're only going to get the word menstruation. Sometimes you have to type in part of the word and put a little asterisk next to it, like this. Here, I'll show you. This will pick up any word that has this in it, plus like different different types of the word. So like menstruation or menstrual, which would be the two examples for menstruation. I can't think of any other ways that menstruation is described or used. So that is the best way. So you'll do the OCM code 753 and your topic. So if you're doing schizophrenia, you could do schizophren, because you'll also get schizophrenic or schizophrenics, so on and so forth. Okay, this will help you find at least 5 cultures, I think, but again, if you can't find them, let me know. We can have a Skype meeting and I can help you think of other combinations to look up. All right. After that, so I'll take you through ehraf in just a second, but I want to keep going. After that, after you have all of your data, you'll need to put this together into a research paper. So your paper will have an introduction, 2 pages, a literature review, which summarizes the information you gathered in step 2. So this is like the different medical anthropological perspectives on your topic. Then you'll have a study aims section. In the study aims, this is 1 paragraph. You just state that you have actually, you only have 1 aim. This aim was to identify the cross-cultural patterns and the causal models of disease for your topic. The second aim is no longer relevant because this is the part that we had to take out because of the pandemic. Okay, so your aim section only basically has like 2 sentences. The next section will then describe the methods that you use to study your topic, which means that you went through the ehraf to collect data. I can show you an example of a paper that's used the ehraf to study a topic so you can get a general idea of how people write their methods for this, but you don't have to go as in depth as a publication. The next, and then you'll describe the results of your research. So this will just show, compare and contrast how the 5 different societies viewed their disease models of the topic that you used. Finally, in your discussion section, you will discuss how the information you gathered from the literature review confirms or refutes your findings. So this means like, the stuff that you find in the literature review, does it at all map on to what you found in ehraf? Why or why not? Is it because of the theoretical differences? The examples don't line up with the theory that they used? So you're just going to spend some time reflecting on the utility of these theoretical perspectives in relation to the ehraf. And you also can reflect on what you wish you knew more about your topic before diving into the topic and so on. And if you want to add from your own personal majors, so if you're a psychology major or a biology major, or if you have another minor, you can bring those perspectives into this. So this is just like an open discussion / reflection on your research process or anything like that. And that can just be in the discussion section. So here's the formatting. And then after that, you will create a presentation. So in the last week of class, you're going to provide a 7-minute presentation on your topic, giving the overview, the theoretical perspectives, and you're going to record a presentation in PowerPoint using this. So whenever I record a presentation in PowerPoint, you have to go click the record button, and I'm happy to give a separate recorded presentation on recording a presentation if anyone needs it. Okay, so everyone has chosen their topic, so we don't need to go over that part. And then here are some journals. Here's where I think you should start. The important thing to note is that most of the articles that you find, you will have to get through interlibrary loan. So you better get on this quickly because you may lose that window of time. So Anthropology of Medicine, Medical Anthropology Quarterly, and I actually think Medical Anthropology is another good one. And then after that, I would say the secondary ones are current anthropology. So I'll just give this like a pink color. And then all of the evolution journals if you want like an evolutionary perspective. And then the third level ones I would say are just the remaining ones. So I would start with the ones in yellow first because they're medical anthropology journals, and then go for the other ones second if you need to find more of like an evolutionary perspective or more of like an in-depth theory on your paper, which is where you'd go to the current anthropology page. Okay, so we've got that down. Now, let's go to the ehraf. So I told you that you want to look up the OCM code 753 theory of disease and your topic. So 753, gotta keep that in my head. So you are going to go to Ball State University Library. Go down to do research, click on that. Click databases and articles. Click on the E, scroll down, or you can do a search and find, and click ehraf World Cultures. After it logs you in, or wait in just a second, it'll take you to this main screen, and you'll want to go up here to advanced search. And this is the main screen. So under subjects, this is where you add your OCM code. So you'll click add subjects, and over here you have the OCM identifier. So in the sheet for your assignment or in your instructions for the paper, I told you to go to OCM code 753. So you'll click on 700 to 799. And then you'll see here that it has like the little code next to it. So you'll be like, oh, that's where the 753 is located. Theory of disease, boom. Click add subject. And then you'll want to make sure that and is selected and the and is selected here. And let's look up menstruation. And I'll put the little asterisk there. You click search. And it goes through a bunch of different cultures to search for your topic. And look, there's a lot of stuff. So it looked up theory of disease and menstruation. So if you click the down arrow for Africa, here it tells you the sub-region. So you'll want to use this as descriptive information in your paper. You could talk about like how the Rwandans from Central Africa, they're agro-pastoralists, and their theory of disease for menstruation is, it talks about menstrual blood or urine has been taken from the woman. And then you can just describe it here. So, oh, whoops. And keep in mind that since, that just went backwards. Keep in mind that since it, not all of them are going to be relevant for your paper. So what you want to know is like kind of for this, like what do they think menstrual blood causes, or what does menstrual blood cause? So like what causes menstrual blood from like occurring, which could be some religious or cultural standpoint, or what does having too much menstrual blood create for women? So for example, if menstrual blood or urine has been taken from the woman, she'll be unable to conceive. So if she loses her menstrual blood, if something takes it, then it looks in this case like it's a poisoner, then this is going to cause her inability to conceive. So you can just kind of go through all of these and think about like how it's explained. And in the assignment that you all did, so there was this one, you first identified the culture group, the region, the sub-region, the subsistence strategy, which is all on the main search page. In this case, they were talking about alcohol and drug addiction. So you mentioned the substance that was used, but this is like maybe your topic, as in menstruation. And then for this is the theory of disease, and you just write down exactly what it says. And so for this, it said that alcohol and drugs causes illness. But for this one, it could say loss of menstrual blood disables a woman's ability to conceive. I might be misstating that because I didn't read it thoroughly for the sake of this. And then you say whether or not it's naturalistic or personalistic. And then finally, you can just ignore that part. Okay, let's do this for another example. Say you pick a topic and there's nothing on it. So let's do, instead of menstruation, let me think of, let's say COVID-19, because we know that there isn't anything on that because it's so new and no one has collected data. I mean, anthropologists are really slow, so I doubt they've collected any data on this. Here's what happens. You get 0 hits. So if you have something like that where you don't get any information, so say you've picked a topic that's way too specific, you can then go to, you can just type in disease. So this is like way more broad. You get a ton of information. So it found 2,500 paragraphs and 244 cultures. So anyway, that gives you a general sense. So first, before you do your literature review, you might want to start out first by looking up your subject and keywords. And you don't just have to stick to theory of disease. You're welcome to try other ones, but you are required to do this first. So if you don't find anything on this, you are welcome to explore other topics. So maybe you want to look at taboo and menstruation or something like that, but I want it to be within the context of medical anthropology. So I'm leaving this a little bit more open because everyone's learning how to use ehraf. Everyone is under a lot of stress right now, and I kind of just want this to be a fun and more creative exercise rather than this strict type of research paper. And I just kind of want to see what emerges from this. So you can play around with the codes, but at least start with theory of disease and your topic, see what happens, and then just go sort of with an iterative process from there. In that, like, you're kind of, seeing what works and discarding what doesn't work. Okay. So I hope that helps. If anyone is still confused, please let me know. Send me an email and we can Skype about it and talk about it more then. All right, thanks.